Hello, hello. Happy Sunday, everybody. We are today doing another one of our Be Timeless interviews. And today we have the lovely Christina White as one of our guests. She has just joined, so I'm just going to accept her invite. Any of the other times that I have tried to do these lives. So fingers crossed that this works now, first time. And while we wait for her to connect, let's just start with a little reminder of what these interviews are all about. So the Be Timeless interviews are a series of interviews that we're doing to celebrate the beauty of resilience and the power of dreams that know no expiration date. Let me try to accept her again, see if this goes live or not, because I think I'm the only person that is having so many issues trying to get people in their lives, but it's what it is, right? I said in my previous one that I was going to try with my iPhone to see if that will be working better, and I forgot today because I don't use that phone that often. So let's see if we can get Christina on. So as I said, yes, we are celebrating the beauty of resilience and the power of dreams that know no expiration date. Hello, Nicole. How are you? So basically, we really want to empower women to chase their dreams fearlessly, to defy societal expectations, regardless of age, appearance, anything. And we're still trying to get Christina on. This is just like, I don't really know why this happens to me in every life. You know, these are challenges that we that happens. Christina says that nothing is coming up. Okay. Let's see. Maybe let's try to cancel the invitation and invite her again. Let's see if now something shows up, Christina. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed, because Christina has a very interesting story. And I think she's going to be a really good guest and inspiring a lot of people with her story. So let's see if this actually works, because I think it's been, I don't know how long it's been because I cannot really see the time on my phone, but I would say it's been like 2 minutes at least trying to get her to join the live. Okay, she sent me a request. Let me see. Let's go live. Let's go live. Come on. Let's do this. I'm gonna really have to start planning some kind of entertainment while this happens, because anyway. Well, for everybody that has been watching my lives lately, I had a doll there and I've moved her, and instead I put the UK flag because I thought it would look much better and less creepy than having my First Communion doll staring at us while we're doing our lives. Nothing's coming up. Oh no. Why this is happening? Let me try again. Christina is unable to join. Okay, so when that happens, usually that means that someone is going to join. Like they are. Oh, finally! Yay! How are you?
I went out and came back in, and then it came up.
Yeah, I really don't know why this happens to me every single live. That is like always happens. It takes me like about 3 minutes.
Live in my life.
Well, sorry that you had to go through this experience of not being able to join a live.
I was like, oh God, I don't know what to do because I've never done it.
You look lovely.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. How are you?
Good. Have you had a good Sunday?
Yeah, I had a little bit of a nap earlier because I went to see the sisterhood pageant last night in Cardiff and then drove back first thing this morning. And
yes,
the sleep was no good. The actual was horrific. To be honest with you,
yeah.
I was sleeping on sand. Just how hard, not grittiness.
Yeah.
Just it was hard.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining the Be Timeless series. As I said when I was waiting for this whole invite to come up and for you to be able to join, I was saying that you have a really interesting story, and I think you're going to inspire a lot of people with your story. As we said, that this is all about the power of resilience. We're going to talk a lot about resilience in your story, as well as, like chasing dreams at maybe times where we are not supposed to be achieving those dreams because maybe we should have done it earlier, or we feel like it's too late for us to achieve those dreams. And I know you have actually done something incredible in the last few months. So maybe let's start with you introducing yourself and telling us a little bit about you.
Yeah, so I'm Christina White, obviously, and I'm 39 years young. I'm a professional wedding and portraits photographer, and I live in Kent, in the southeast of England. My hobbies are gardening and sewing, and my passions are education, and I'm a women's mentor for survivors of domestic abuse and a motivational speaker on resilience.
Thank you so much for your introduction. So I know that to every guest that joins the lives, I always ask them to fill in a little form just so I know a little bit about your bio, like what you have been doing and what you want to talk about. And when I read your bio, I was like, wow, I had no idea that you had gone through so many things. And I don't know, maybe if you want to touch base on what you have put in your bio and just talk a little bit about that, because I think it's very unusual, some of the things that you put in your bio, and so inspiring at the same time.
Yeah, so some of the things that I can't remember exactly what I put in my bio, if I'm on it. I'm just going to tell you about myself and what I've been through.
Yeah.
Me. So essentially, I grew up in a very tumultuous household with my parents, and at the age of 18, I moved out and took my siblings with me, my 3 younger siblings, and I brought them up. And then I accidentally fell into an abusive relationship with a chap who was 6 years older than me when I met him. And we were best friends before we actually got into a relationship. And I had no idea what he was like truly until about 6 months in. By this point, I already loved him before we even started a romantic relationship. I was just too young at the time when we first met. And then by the time the abuse started, I was already in love. I thought it was me. I had like cognitive dissonance. It was just horrific, essentially. And I stayed in that relationship way too long. And to be honest with you, it's made me stronger getting out of it. And I've got so much empathy for people in my situation. And I know many people are like, well, why did she stay? Why did she stay? You know, it couldn't have been that bad. And I've had all these sort of questions thrown at me. And really, we are convinced that we are good enough to change them. If we cling to those first magical moments of lust and the passion when everything's brand new, and you just can't believe that it's never going to be back that way. But it isn't. It's never going to be the same. It was all false anyway. It was all love bombing and things like that. So yeah, that's the first part of my story. And then my story of being a survivor is that I have gone on to go to university. I got myself a law degree. I've since I graduated in 2009. Did I graduate? Yes, I graduated in 2009. And since then, I've also done beauty courses. So I've done all my MVQs, level 2, 3, and 4, and I have my own salon, my own beauty salon. So I graduated in 2009, right in the middle of the recession. There were no law jobs, so I had to repurpose the beauty salon, and then COVID shut me. So I've just been through the ringer. I really have. And I'm still smiling. You know, I'm still out here trying my best and trying to achieve my goals. And when I was 25, I found out that I was infertile with unexplained infertility. So I just decided, you know what, I'm going to live a non-traditional life. I'm going to do anything that takes my fancy. I'm going to go after it, and I'm just going to see how the water runs and see how it goes. And so far, I've lived a very colourful life. I've got so many memories. It's really quite a unique lifestyle, I think, as well. And I just love it. I just absolutely love it. I love inspiring people to go out and chase their dreams. And people always ask me, how do you do that? I'm like, look, if someone else has done it before me, then I can do it too. You know,
absolutely.
With enough time and enough resources, we can do anything. We really, really can.
Absolutely. And this is why I said, like, your story is going to inspire a lot of people, because not only about like what you've gone through earlier in your life, but all the professional careers that you have gone through, and like things that have happened, and how you kind of like
Reinvent.
I don't know say, reinvented yourself,
Yeah.
and just started something completely new. So let's maybe start from the very beginning. And how did it feel having to take your younger siblings with you? Like, what was the biggest challenge that you had to go through with having to take care of younger siblings and being their guardian?
Yeah, so I think one of the biggest challenges, I don't think I've really been asked that many questions about this before, so it's quite nice actually. Some of the biggest challenges I think would be I was 18, we moved to a whole new town, everything was brand new, we were all, coming from trauma, and the biggest challenge really was keeping us together with the mental health of my siblings and myself, and it was just really, I just sort of had to knuckle down and get on with it. And my youngest brother was he was 11 at the time. So there was 11, 12 and 13 and I was 18. And he was expelled from school. So was my sister. She was expelled as well. And I think my older, who was also my younger brother, I think all three had actually been expelled from school by the time I took them on, just because of how torrential our upbringing was. And then the challenge was getting them all back into school. And the youngest was, I got him diagnosed with ADHD. We had to get him statemented and all that stuff. So it was really just, the challenge was, I'm an 18-year-old girl and now I'm a parent of three teenagers.
Yeah, and like, and
And
with
one of
all
them
that
was
had that comes with like trying to really
yeah.
get them back on school, I'm pretty sure it was not an easy task.
No, it wasn't. I did have family support, so I moved to a different town to be nearer my grandparents, like our grandparents, and my auntie as well. So I moved out of the house, and we were all fragmented at first. So I moved in with my boyfriend's mum. My younger brother moved in with my grandparents. My youngest brother had already left and was already living with my auntie, and then my younger sister moved in with my auntie as well until I got my first house, which was a little two up, two down Victorian, and we just squeezed in there. And yeah, it was actually quite an adventure, to be honest with you. I would do it again in a heartbeat. I loved every moment of it, and to this day it's the greatest thing I've ever done, because they're all, really, really successful in their own right. My youngest brother has now got, I'm so proud, this gives me tingles every time I tell this to someone. He has got a first class master's degree in quantum physics. But he did
Wow.
in one go. He did his degree and masters all together. He put himself through college. He took himself off to Queen Mary University in London. He was a mentor to the students in the year below him as he was going through. I'm just so proud. I'm so proud of everything he went through. And he didn't even finish school. He went to college as to do his GCSEs, the sort of level 2 stuff, I think they call it, or level 1 in English and maths. And then he realised he liked science. We did a science course at college, and that got him into university, where he did the science. And then while he was living with me, he self-taught himself. He was self-taught in coding, and now that's what he does. He's a
Oh,
senior
wow.
software developer for some massive
Wow.
firm in Oxford. Yeah, he's
Well, you should be proud of yourself as well, because I'm pretty sure you take him out of that situation that you guys were in, help him probably like manage to just,
yeah.
be where he is
Wrote me a
now.
card. Yeah, he wrote me a card for my birthday one. He was like, "To my kind of mummy." About a year after he graduated, he sent me a text saying, "Thank you for never forcing me to get out of my bedroom and letting me code." I couldn't come in your bedroom. It was too messy. I couldn't get through the door.
What would you say was the lesson that you've learned from that experience, from like having to take care of your siblings so young?
What was the lesson?
Mm-hmm.
Resilience. Resilience is the strongest lesson of my life. Everything that I have been through, everything that I'm going to go through, because my journey is not over, of course, I'm only 39. Resilience. It's resilience. It really is. That's going to get you through so much. It makes me so strong. It makes me so sure of who I am as well. That's another thing. Is always to be sure of who you are. Don't let anyone else tell you who you are. Learn who you are. Get to know yourself. Get to like yourself. I like myself. I'm not perfect, but I'm open to constructive criticism as long as it's coming from, a positive pure place, an honest place, it's not vindictive, it's meant with love, then that's great. I love personal development and all that stuff. So yeah, resilience.
What you have just said is very important, like to get to know yourself, get to like yourself, and constructive criticism is very important. So everybody, whenever you're going to give some feedback, make sure that you know how to give that feedback and how to word that feedback, because you might be doing it with like a good intentions, but if you don't word it right, it might have the completely different effect.
I struggle with that myself, giving constructive criticism, because I'm also autistic. So I'm so straight down the middle. I'm very black and white. The grey confuses me. And I have to learn. This is a new thing. I only actually discovered that I was on the spectrum last year, and I've had to learn, and I'm still learning, that my approach is quite bombastic. Sometimes a bit too much. I can be very overbearing. And again, that's come from constructive criticism, and I'm taking it on board, and I'm trying to learn, and I'm trying to not be offensive when I speak to people, because I do care. I really do care, and I want what's best for people, and I really want people to be able to achieve their dreams and reach their goals and just be the best person that they can be. And sometimes it's okay for them to not want that.
True, absolutely true, absolutely true.
Not ready.
Absolutely. So now that you're talking about like dreams and achieve dreams, what made you want to chase your dreams?
It would be the infertility. So I had to decide what was my life going to be if I wasn't going to be a mother. What was going to make my life meaningful? And I just thought, if I'm going to die one day and I go to heaven and God says, what was your life about? I'll say my life was about life. I experienced as much of it as I could. Anything that I thought I was interested in, I've done. I've had so many hobbies, and people always think I'm really inconsistent because I never stick at something for very long, but it's really, I've got ADHD, I'm autistic, I've got a really high IQ of 146. I just go through things and I change my mind. I'm going to try that now. And now I'm going to try that. I'm consistent with my learning, my passion for learning. That's my thing. That's my special interest. So I do stick at things. I stick at learning new things. That's my new thing.
Well, that's good. That's really good. And I'm pretty sure like you, at the end of the day, when you look back, you would be proud of like every single thing that you've learned and you have actually like got yourself to learn. How did you end up deciding to do law? Like as your first thing, because I think like law is one of the same thing as medicine. It's one of those things that is like, is it what it's called vocational? Like something that you want to do like since you were little. Was that the case for you?
Yes, it was. I actually remember the very moment that I thought, that's what I want to be. So, the film A Time to Kill with Matthew McConaughey and Samuel Jackson. Did you see that film?
I don't know, because in Spain, the movie titles sometimes were translated differently. So
it's basically, so it's quite a heart-wrenching film, to be honest with you. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it much justice in like a or two. Matthew McConaughey is the defense counsel for Samuel Jackson, who shoots and kills the two men that raped and strung up his daughter.
Okay, yeah, I know that movie. Yes, I know that movie.
In the courthouse in front of everybody, and he gets him off with this really powerful closing statement, closing argument. And I was just like, it's giving me chills now. I've got goosebumps again. Like, I was just blown away, and I was like, I want to be that, not powerful, but that I don't know what the word is. What's that word? When you're worth something, do something meaningful. That's it. I want to
be
able to help people in a meaningful way. And that was it. And then when I was doing law, I actually found I quite like politics as well. So when you do degrees, you don't always know what it is you like when you're young. And I was 21 when I did my degree, when I started. And so I just loved it. I wanted to be a litigator. I'm good at talking. Arguing. And so that's how that went.
And did you ever, because you said like obviously when you finished it was recession, there was not really much work in law, so you've never got to practice law?
I've never practiced law. with a firm, but I have done really actually doing the law degree. I realised I really loved property law as well, and I've gone into property. So I've done for my partner, who's quite wealthy. We have done some property, and I always do all the contracts
Oh,
and
nice.
fees, and I do all the conveyancing before I then pass it on to our actual conveyancer who boxes and does the actual legal signing. But yeah, so I do all that. I read all the land
So
registry.
you still get to do a little bit of law then?
I still get to dabble in law.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's good. That's good. Is that something that if you get the opportunity, you will want to do full time?
So there was actually, I think it's called the Solicitors Qualification Exam, the SQE 1 and 2, which were coming out, and then COVID came. So I didn't do them. And I know, it's just every time something blocking me. So I just went, right, okay, that door's closed, I'm going to go and open this door.
Perfect. Exactly. That's the attitude.
That's it, fine. That's not for me now. I'll do that another time. But that one I need to have 2 years. I think it's 2 years work experience with the law firm to be able to actually do the second part of the qualification. So I can do the SQE 1, which is like a theory exam on law, and then the 2 to be able to like sign off on the SQE 2, you have to have the work experience, which I don't have. I have in myself, but I can say, oh, I've been doing this for the last 2 years, but there's no one else. I was in-house. Yeah, I mean, maybe one day I will. That's not really where my passion's lie at the moment. My passion is flipped into photography, and it's just the nicest job in the world. I really feel like I've fallen into just accidentally discovering what something is the nicest job in the world for me, and it's just that's where my passion is at the moment.
But because you said like you did law and then the door closed. The door closed, so you had to open another one, and then it was beauty. And then COVID came in, so the door closed again, and then you open a new door, and following now into photography. How did you decide to go from law into beauty and then from beauty into photography?
So I've always been into photography. I've had a camera for as long as I can remember, and my mum was a photographer as well. She had a dark room under our house when we were growing up. And I can remember it to this day. I can still, because I've got quite a photographic memory, so I can still picture it as if it was yesterday. This dark room under the stairs with all the pictures hanging up and the liquid pots and all this. Yeah, I just loved it. And she actually died coming up for 2 years ago in July. And I wish I could show her that I'm now a photographer myself. She was always so proud of me. And so it just sort of happened, really, to be honest with you. It was sort of last year. I had my old camera, which is a Canon 90D, and I've been doing influencing online on YouTube and Instagram for the last couple of years since COVID. And my camera was great for video, and then I started doing some portraits for pageants because I started to get back into pageantry and realised my camera's no good for photos. So I thought, I'm going to, for Christmas, I'm going to get some new camera gear. And I thought, actually, my dog passed away last year as well, so I had never actually get into weddings because he was a needy little dog, bless his heart, and he couldn't be left on his own for more than 4 hours because he and so I did a lot of events photography and things like that over the years, and my partner's nightclub as well, and some portraits for other people in pageants, and then away my little doggy, so that freed up my time and my weekends, and I realized I could now do weddings, which I'd been thinking about doing for so long, but then I remembered I couldn't. So bittersweet. So and then it's just I've done 8 now this year, and I love it.
Wow. And you literally
absolutely love it.
Didn't start that long ago, and you've already done 8. That's incredible.
No, I love it, honestly. I'm amazed at how it's easily fallen into place for me, and I'm a little bit spiritual like that. I'm a little bit, is this meant to be? Is this so easy because it's
it might be it might be, but congratulations, because that's incredible. Like after being open publicly, like officially open for so little, having done so much work, that's an incredible achievement, so congratulations.
Thank you.
So another question that I have is, like, obviously when I put the announcement out to do the Be Timeless interviews, what kind of like attract you to say like, oh, I think this is perfect for me? Like what make you apply to be interviewed?
So obviously I've applied to be a Miss Universe Great Britain finalist or contestant, and now I'm a finalist. And having the opportunity and the platform to speak at any point on what I'm passionate about is always an opportunity. An opportunity is an opportunity. And I saw it and I thought to be timeless and having no age limit on your goals and things like that, that resonates with me, because that's what my life is about. I'm 39. I've still got so many things that I want to achieve, and I love to inspire people. And if I could just inspire one or two people to go out there and chase their dreams by hearing my story, then
Hello.
that's great. This is my stepdaughter's doggy. We're babysitting Nala. Hello.
Hello.
The grandchild. So yeah, and my style, even my personal style, was quite timeless as well. So I was just like, there's a few little things there that resonate.
Perfect. And as you said, like, you are now a Miss Universe Great Britain finalist. This is going to be the first year that women over the age of 28 are able to compete for a Miss Universe title. So it really ties really well with the mojo, right, or the theme of the Be Timeless campaign, because now is maybe, was this like a dream of yours that you thought was over and now it just gives you the opportunities? Is there something like competing for Miss Universe was something that you've always wanted to do?
I'm going to be dead honest and say no, because I joined pageantry only when I was, 35, I think. So I joined, my first pageant was in 2018, so I was already a Miss. So I was never into pageants when I was able to be a Miss. So it was never a dream because it was just completely unattainable. Yeah. But as soon as they lifted the ban on sort of mothers and wives and then transgender women as well, I was like, I think they're going to do the age gap next.
Yeah.
And then then I started thinking about it. I feel like I'm going to manifest this. This is going to be my thing. And it did. And it came around pretty quickly as well. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm just going to do that.
Absolutely. Just like, why not? Why not? It's just like
my first Miss contest or Miss pageant. Stop it.
No. At 39, so that's perfect. Like inspiring people to try something new at a later age. And in your case, competing with women that are very young as well, because I'm pretty sure there's going to be some contestants that are in their early 20s. And now you're just going to be there and just show everybody that if you can do that, you can step on that stage at 39.
Yeah.
Why cannot they chase their dreams and their goals as well?
1,000,000%. I would say to people, there's no pressure for me to win, but it doesn't mean I'm not going to try.
Absolutely, because I mean, again, you never know.
You never know.
I always say, like, when you're going to step into a pageant, usually you have your favorites, right? It's like, oh, she's going to be in the top 5, or she's going to win, or whatever. But anything can happen on that night. Yeah. We don't know what the judges want. We don't know what they are looking for. And we don't know how the favorites are going to perform.
Yeah.
Right?
Different day,
and maybe
different winner.
Exactly. And maybe you come along and then you step on the stage and everybody's like, where is she coming from? Like, oh my God. And you have the same as many chances to win as anybody else stepping on the stage. I really think that in pageantry is anybody's game.
It is. I'm my only competition. I had some messages when I first announced that I was in it, and people were like, oh, this person's your competition, this person. I was like, no, they're not. No. I'm my competition. They're not. I don't even know who these people are. How am I going to go on someone's photograph? I have no idea. Yeah, I'm my
and that is the best attitude as well to have. And I don't know if that is, do you feel like because this interview is also going to go to be part of the Females Thriving Over 30 podcast.
Yeah.
So obviously you being 39 ties great as well with the podcast. And everything that we're talking about this is your competition, and you're saying like, I am my own competition. Yeah. Do you think that being over 30 has changed your mindset in terms of those kind of things of like you're not competing against anybody, it's more like you yourself and wanting to improve yourself?
Yeah, I think pageantry actually helped with that, because I think my very first pageant I did Ms. Galaxy in 2018, and it was during that I sort of picked up the, you're your own competition. Comparison is the thief of joy.
Absolutely.
Don't do it. Don't look at other people. Don't go on the website and see who the other girls are competing. Have a look, see who you want to be friends with. Go and make some friends, but don't do it for the reasons as to check out their photos and see what they're doing and feel bad about yourself. Definitely don't do that. Definitely not. That's honestly, it really is. Comparison is the thief of joy.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
Happy.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, I really think that coming into pageantry later on in life, on my 30s, I've came into the pageant scenes with a different view, and I think it was exactly the same thing as you just said, right? You're just doing this for yourself. You're doing it to fulfill either a dream or going to a challenge to challenge yourself and just learn something new about yourself, or just to be glam and just have some pretty pictures on the stage. That as well can be another reason. And maybe if I had done it in my 20s, yeah.
I always say to people that pageantry is glamorous charity work where we spend all our time building our platforms, being advocates for our issues and things, and at the end we have a big party, which is the pageant.
Love that, because it is so true. It's absolutely really true.
Charity work.
I love the glam side of pageants. Yeah. Like I really love getting ready and getting on stage and wearing the gowns and just go and see other pageants and just getting all glammed up.
Yep. 1,000,000%.
And I feel like I've learned a lot as well with pageantry, like learn a lot about other people's platforms and things that I wouldn't have learned if I was not part of pageantry.
Yeah, 100%. And that's my thing. Like I love learning, and I've learned so much, even just what other people go through in their life. We can really take our happiness for granted, and you're engrossed in your own life and you're getting on with your own things, and we're all so busy and we've all got our fingers in so many pies. But then one day we'll just see something, and we're scrolling on our Facebook or our Instagram, and one of our friends has posted something about their platform that maybe we've not seen before, and you're just like, wow. And it's just an opportunity to learn something new again. And it's just like, I really love it. It's a really, really it's a really great opportunity for personal improvement and just growth, the inner growth and outer growth, all sorts, really.
100%. Now I want to ask you, like, what advice would you give to someone that really wants to chase one of their goals or one of their dreams, but feels that is unattainable or is too far? What would you tell them?
That's another thing that I always like to say to people. If I could give any part of myself to the world, it would be my confidence to try. Just try it, because what's the worst that could happen, honestly? With enough time and resources, we really can achieve anything. That's what I tell people all the time, because bearing disabilities or true abject poverty, with time and resources, the world is your oyster. And that was when I was leaving secondary school, the year that we left. That was the notice that was on back of the stage in our final reception in the morning was, the world is your oyster. And it really, really is. That is so true. And you just don't be careful who you listen to.
True.
Talk to people, listen to the people that are above you. Don't listen so much to the people who are, aren't achieving what you want to achieve. Go and find the people that are already doing the thing that you want to do and listen to them, because they are the people that will help you. They will give you the lift up the ladder. They will give you that push that you need, and they'll give you advice as well, because I'm always out to help people who don't have quite what I have, or don't have the confidence that I have. I love to share things, and I think other people are very much the same. So don't be afraid to ask for help.
And don't be afraid of, the
challenges.
Step out, and also step away from people that are not helping you grow,
100%.
are stopping you to achieving your dream. I think especially for younger people, and I'm pretty sure like that happened to me as well in my when I was younger. You believe that your friends are going to be your friends forever, and you stay with your group of friends even though there might be things that kind of like you're like, I don't know if this person has the best interest in me succeeding. Don't be afraid to just break from people that are like pushing you down.
Be very wary of the people who don't clap when you win.
Exactly.
Because they are not
exactly. No, they're not your friends. And I said, I think recently in one of my posts I said, like, even if someone wants exactly the same dream that you want and they are achieving it before you, that doesn't mean that you cannot clap for them. You know? And if you are the other way around, you are reaching a goal that someone also wants to reach, and you see them, as you just said, not clapping for you. Maybe they are just not your friend. Yeah, they shouldn't be part of your circle.
Yeah, 1,000,000%.
Absolutely. Is there anything that we haven't really talked about or touched base on that you want us to talk about?
No, I think we've gone over quite a lot. To be honest, I've really enjoyed it. It's been great.
So obviously, as I said, like this interview is going to be in the Females Thriving Over 30 podcast, and obviously they're not gonna see this tagged anywhere. How can they find you? How can they follow your journey to the Miss Great Britain pageant? How can they see everything that you do? Any social media you have? You've mentioned YouTube. Where can they find you?
Yeah, so I'm on YouTube as Christina Grace White and on Instagram as Christina G White. And in June, I can't remember the exact day. There's a date in June. Sorry, Gladness. That I'm going to be a keynote speaker at a women's brunch on the topic of resilience as well in May. So we'll be doing that. If you wanted information on that, find my little page on Instagram and message me, and I'll send you all the details, because we've just worked on the flyer in the last few days, and then that'll be going live shortly.
Oh, that's incredible. That's incredible. So yeah, everybody, please make sure that you follow Christina on her YouTube channel and on Instagram. And obviously on Instagram, you know, the pets, they love to be on the spotlight sometimes, you know, that's normal.
7th of June.
So yeah.
There we go. 7th of June.
Oh, 7th of June. Okay. So 7th of June, Christina will be a keynote speaker about resilience at Indulgence Maidstone. So if you want to participate, please make sure that you keep an eye on her Instagram to know all the details on if you need to book your space or your ticket to go there. Well, thank you so much for your time. It's been lovely to talk to you. And as I said, I think your story, your career progression as well, are very inspiring. And I really hope that this has actually helped some people to feel like if something is not going their way, that doesn't mean it's never going to go their way, that there are other paths that they can follow, and that eventually they will get to where actually their real finish line.
Yeah, life is the journey. Enjoy the journey. Obviously, when we get to places, sometimes we're like, now what?
Yeah.
And it's because you enjoyed the journey better than the destination. So, you know,
totally.
And there's so many doors you can open. There really are. Just keep trying, you know, and something will stick. It's been wonderful. Honestly, I love my life. It's been great.
and that's how it should be. We should love our lives. We should love the path that we've taken, and be able to look back and be proud of everything that we have done and we have achieved.
Yeah.
Even though if at times we were not really sure that we were doing the right thing or following the right path.
Yeah. What is the right?
Eventually, yeah.
We only work out what the right thing is when we look back.
Yeah, exactly.
That was probably the best thing.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Christina. I hope you have a lovely evening. And then you can relax now after your busy day yesterday at the Sisterhood pageant. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.